Hello, Pamela Spence, medical herbalist here, and these are my clinic notes for the week. I am currently in the dispensary hiding out from the torrential rain that you may be able to hear actually as it hits this old roof. Um, and so I thought while I'm here, I'll do my clinic notes. Um, so this week has been a lot about immunity. Last week I was talking about the fact that we are changing season. So we're going into obviously autumn here in the UK where I am. And usually we think of autumn as being cold and dry as a season. Clearly it's not that dry right now, but we are actually not just thinking about rain. We're thinking much more widely than that. So we're thinking about what the qualities are that the plants are experiencing just now. So, for example, the leaves starting to dry out, fruit starting to dry out. The above ground parts of some of our plants starting to dry out, wither and die, and all of the sugars, if it's a root vegetable or like carrots or parsnips, or if it's a root like dandelion or burdock or those kind of things that we use medicinally, then they would be storing the sugars in their roots for the winter. So we're thinking about, we're no longer pushing upwards towards the sun, we are now coming down and storing things underground for the winter. And this time of year is always a challenge for our immunity. But of course, this year we have more challenges than other times. So in the UK at the moment, COVID cases are very much on the rise. In Scotland, they're really high, and that's because our kids have already been back to school, for we're in week 3 now of them being back at school. England, you're just about to go back to school, you're just going back to school, so no doubt you'll see cases rising very soon. And so with that is people have been talking a lot this week about being worried about what they can do to build up their defences. So really the basics in terms of supplements at this time of year that I would suggest, if there are colds and flus and snotty things going around where you are just now, then you'd be well advised to be taking vitamin C. I take 1,000 milligrams when there's things around that I don't want to catch, and 3,000 over the course of the day, in divided doses of 1,000 when I actually have something. The reason you divide the doses of vitamin C is because you will tend to upset your tummy if you take more than that. And then you can see how dark it is. I've got the electric light on in here, so the lighting might look a bit odd. And it's reflecting my glasses. I'm just trying to get to a place where you're not looking at what I'm looking at. So yeah, vitamin C, vitamin D. Now the advised daily rates in the UK we know are desperately low. They're way behind what we know to be useful. And actually I advocate taking a lot more than that. So I would advocate taking 2,000 IU and up to 4,000 short term if you were to get the bug that we're all trying to avoid at the moment. And also zinc at 80 milligrams is what I would take if I was coming down with something. So herbs that are useful. If you don't already follow me on social media, go to my Instagram or Facebook page, which is just, both of them are at Pamela Spence Herbalist, and you'll see there's some posts coming up on berries that are out at the moment, what to do with them. Berries come into their own at this time of the year, so elderberry I'm thinking of particularly. I would definitely have in my arsenal. Really great antiviral, full of vitamin C. Great for the kind of bugs that are around at this time of the year, famous or not, or just the common back to school cold, which I wrote about just a few weeks ago. Also, I would have echinacea to hand. And another one I like, if you feel that scratchiness at the back of your throat, is just grab some thyme. You can buy that from the supermarket and have it. I would definitely have a plant of that at home to have it fresh. So I would usually grab 2 to 3 stalks of thyme, crush them in my hand, just shove them in a mug with hot water, and drink that. Thyme is a great antimicrobial, and I might leave some of that to go cold in the bottom of the mug, and then gargle with it as well. You can add honey to that infusion if you like, and honey also has beneficial properties because it's also a great antimicrobial for anything hanging out in your throat that wants to cause you some trouble. And the other thing which we talked about last time, and I've been talking about in my women's online program very much going into the autumn, is beware of being caught out by sudden weather changes like's going on right out there right now. So yesterday it was 26 degrees, hottest day in 100 years. We were absolutely sweltered, and now today suddenly we've dropped at least 8 degrees and it's pelting rain. So try not to get caught out by getting suddenly frozen by a chill wind or suddenly soaked through, because that will weaken your defences for sure. And at this time when we're going across into a transition season, we definitely need to look after our immunity. Also thinking about, leaving cold foods for cold days, and on days where the temperature's dropped or you have got chilled, making sure you're eating and drinking hot things to bolster and strengthen your body rather than weaken it. So those are my top tips for this week. I hope you're doing okay wherever you are. If you're down in England and you're getting your kids back to school, I hope that's going smoothly. Do beware, as we were up here, that the back to school colds are doing the rounds, as well as the famous one we're trying to obviously avoid this year. So just do take care, and obviously the usual things around hand washing, sneezing, coughing into elbows, that kind of thing is still basic. Good hygiene, and does definitely help to reduce the number of things that manage to get into our bodies and create havoc. I hope that you have a good week, and I'll speak to you again next week. Take care.